This week on Paddle Tales, we're getting a dose of big water on the mighty Ottawa River. If you don't already know about the Ottawa River, you're probably not a whitewater paddler, because the Ottawa is recognized around the world as one of the premier whitewater destinations for paddlers of any skill level. It's big, it's fast, and it can dish out a thumping, which I'm hoping to avoid this time around. But before we dive into it, please subscribe to Paddle TV if you haven't already, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because we have lots more Paddle Tales episodes, paddling tips and tricks, and more coming your way. Paddle Tales is brought to you in part by NRS, Aquabound, Jackson Kayak, and Ontario Creates. While the Whitewater region of Ontario's Highlands is well known for its rich farmland, beautiful small towns, and relaxed pace of life, there's no denying that the whitewater of the Ottawa River is one of the biggest draws to the area. Widely considered one of the top whitewater rivers in the world, the Ottawa attracts scores of adrenaline seekers and outdoor lovers each and every year. For many, like myself, the first taste of Ottawa whitewater has come through Wilderness Tours, which was founded by Joe Kowalski in 1975. Following in their father's footsteps, Joel and Katie Kowalski have developed a similar passion for the region and the river.
For us whitewater kayakers, it's one of the greatest sections of whitewater on earth. I mean, on most rivers, you have one channel, and that's where you go down the river. The Ottawa River has a variety of different channels. It's really a maze, or almost like a ski hill of whitewater, where you have a variety of different channels to choose from of varying degrees of difficulty.
Growing up in Western North Carolina, I'd never actually been to the Ottawa River, but had heard so much about the Ottawa River, Wilderness Tours, and the Ottawa Kayak School.
The Ottawa River is totally unique. It's big rapids, big water, but it's friendly. And that's a weird combination.
When you start paddling down the Ottawa River, it can be a little deceiving because you're leaving sort of farm country / cottage country. And it's a nice, pristine lake right above McCoy Chute. So it's a lot like the calm before the storm.
And as you get closer and closer, it gets louder and louder. And for whitewater kayakers and rafters alike, it's a big hit.
Well, this is McCoy's, the first rapid of the day, the first rapid of this section of whitewater, and it's such a perfect example of Ottawa River whitewater. Big, warm water, big waves, high probability of getting tossed on our head, but lots of time to roll up, get the pieces back together. I love this place.
One of the unique things about whitewater kayaking over rafting is how maneuverable your kayak is. And treating a rapid like a puzzle is actually a really unique way to approach the rapid.
The great thing about McCoy's is that you got these big features, Sattler's Hole and Phil's Hole. There's all sorts of different ways you can either avoid them or use them in running the rapid.
But if you do end up offline, you're gonna know about it pretty quickly.
The water coming down from the upper section of McCoy's speeds up as it drops over lower ledge and forms this beautiful steep wave right on the edge of the river, and that's called corner wave.
Corner wave is a special wave to kayakers.
When you get on there, You can't just sit there, you can't relax because your kayak will want to just shoot down and pierce into the oncoming water. You have to keep carving, you have to keep moving, you have to keep spinning. Man, that is hands down one of the coolest surf waves in the world. It's tiring though. I think probably the most unique thing about the Ottawa River, aside from the world-class whitewater, is the fact that you can almost get lost paddling from one rapid to the next. You end up in these big lakes with islands, and I've often had people on the river stop me and say, which way is the next rapid?
Having these lakes in between each of the rapids gives you an opportunity to really slow down and enjoy the beauty of the area.
When you're in the whitewater, you're not really noticing that. You're focused on what's ahead of you. In these lakes, you can really absorb the surroundings and appreciate the wilderness around you.
Bald eagles, osprey, great blue heron are very common things to see on a given day on the water.
One of the coolest things about the Ottawa is how much the water level fluctuates throughout the summer. I mean, this is the gauge that everybody goes by, and right now it's 3 1/4, just under 3 1/4. It goes up to around 20 and down to 0 or even below 0. And at times, this gauge is completely underwater. And at other times, low water, it's completely out of the water. That's how much the river changes. And when it changes that much, some rapids, they come alive, and some rapids, they flatten out. That's the magical thing about the river. Every level has something unique and special. What are you gonna hit?
I think I'm probably going to come in off the edge of the first reactionary, pushing into the second reactionary, and then trying to blast back across to the right.
Nice. Well, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
So paddling in big water is a special kind of challenge. It's not just a physical challenge. You have to look at the rapid, decide where to go. It's like putting together a 3D puzzle. And unlike a lot of other sports where if you fall down, you stop moving, in big water, the course is always moving.
You know, the experience of getting pushed around a little bit by this whitewater is, it's humbling.
It doesn't take long. A few strokes against the current and you realize there's no way that you can just hope to win a one-on-one battle with Mother Nature, with the river. It's just way too powerful. So you have to learn to work with that power, to harness that power, use that energy to your benefit. And it's a bit of a dance. It's a dance with Mother Nature. Well, we're at the Normans, and this is the beginning of one of the most exciting sections of the Ottawa River. You've got the Normans, where all the rivers squeeze through this narrow channel and creates these offsetting compression waves. And then at the bottom, all that pressure comes up as boils and whirlpools, and you never know what's gonna happen at the bottom. And this leads right into Coliseum, which is the biggest rapid on the Ottawa. This is always a good section of whitewater.
From as long as I can remember, my father Joe has always talked about the magic of the Ottawa River and how his vision has always been to keep the land surrounding the whitewater section as pristine as possible.
The National Whitewater Park is our project to preserve the Whitewater corridor through the rapids of the Ottawa River. This river has tons of natural beauty, a lot of historical significance to Canada, and it deserves to be preserved.
This section of river is world class. It is absolutely beautiful. The whitewater is incredible, draws people from around the world, but on top of that, the surrounding wilderness. It's a spectacular area on and off the water, and it is so deserving of a park.
So the aim of the park is not just conservation, but of course also recreation. So the National Whitewater Park is going to be a place where people can come and not just enjoy the rapids, but also enjoy the beautiful land around it with a variety of hiking trails, biking trails. There's beautiful bird watching locations and just a variety of different ways to enjoy the spectacular nature around this section of river.